Item. Well, it's a carved wooden bust of a scarred and troubled warrior. A Maori warrior, I should say, perhaps a chieftain. Very strong, very fierce, intense, and scary beautiful. And the note accompanying the bust said, "Slang, this made me think of Quaritch. Happy birthday, Jim." So, there you have it. Individually and as creative partners, Jim and John have made an undeniable and indelible mark on the history of cinema. And it is altogether fitting and proper that they should make an indelible mark at this fabled shrine to the power and the magic and the myth of the movies. I know I speak for the entire Avatar family when I say we have looked forward for so long to you both being enshrined in concrete. I'll conclude by saying that Landau was in Jim's kitchen that day, and when the work was finished, John, well, kind of sheepishly, but also quite firmly, asked me to return the script. Now, remember, the script had my name on every page, but I understood that's just the way things are. So I reluctantly surrendered the script, but I made damn sure I held on to that note card. So, congratulations, fellas. It's an honor.
And I'd like to say during rehearsal for the cement inside, James Cameron is one take Jim. John, you could work on yours a little more, I think. All right, so without further ado, please welcome to the stage Sigourney Weaver.
Good morning, everyone. What an interesting Hollywood ritual we get to take part in today. Two gifted filmmakers at the top of our industry will take off their socks and shoes and place their bare hands and feet in wet cement, guaranteeing for all time their immortality in this business. Yes, boys, it's too late to get a pedicure. Your feet will be enshrined for posterity just as they are. It's especially appropriate to be performing this rite in front of the historic Grauman's Chinese Theater, sadly one of the last remaining movie palaces from the golden age of Hollywood. It's still showing movies on its huge screen with state-of-the-art sound. But for those of you who think the golden age of Hollywood is in the past, I have news for you. These two guys are creating a new golden age of cinema right now, right in front of us. This is a golden age partnership. Two pioneers of the present and future of movie making who have taken 3D out of its schlocky place in B movies and created what Jeffrey Katzenberg refers to as the third great revolution in film. Boy, are we lucky they found each other. Jim Cameron is a master storyteller who loves pushing the boundaries of what film can do. He wants nothing less than to astound us, to connect us, to get us to see ourselves in a new way. And Jim said very early on, whatever you can explore with a male action hero can be explored better with a woman. And from the beginning, he's created powerful, complex female characters in Terminator, in Aliens, which I got the benefit of, The Abyss, True Lies, and I think Hollywood has actually finally gotten this message. John, is a uniquely gifted person and producer. What does he do? He does everything. He personally stewards every single aspect of Jim's films, from the script to the financing, casting, putting the crew together, marketing, merchandising, everything in between. John does it all. Together at Lightstorm, John and Jim are responsible for some of the most groundbreaking and successful films of all time. Titanic, Avatar, Alita. It is an amazing experience to work with them. As huge as these films are, we're actually, as Lang said, a very close-knit family. We have 4,800 individuals who worked on Way of Water, and John and Jim know every one of them, and probably their families too. It's a big reason we always hope that Jim won't kill us off, so we get to come back. So today, we honor Jim and John as individual filmmakers, and also as one of the most amazing movie partnerships of all time. You know, girls and boys are going to come here, and they're going to put their hands and feet in these prints that you're going to make, and they're going to say, hey, look, my big toe is just like Jon Landau's. Or, hey, look, my pinky is just like Jim Cameron's. And these kids will see that in spite of all you guys have created, that you are human, just like them. You built these wonders, and they can too. Thank you.
Okay, it's time for the fun stuff, the squishy stuff. Please welcome James Cameron and Jon Landau.
Sigourney, Lang, thank you so much for those kind, even if untrue words. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. You're looking at somebody who, when they were a 7-year-old kid, their parents took them on a trip to California from New York and tried to do all of the tourist things possible, from Venice Beach to Disneyland to right here at Grauman's Chinese. And when I went back home in the years that passed, the memory that stayed with me was this one. The one of being here and being that 7-year-old kid going around and putting my hands and feet in the footprints and handprints that were here. And then in 1997, I premiered a movie here, Titanic. And it was like, oh my God, this little 7-year-old boy is now preparing a movie that they're a small part of at this theater. And I thought that was the end of it all. But today, being here, it touches my heart. It makes me so thankful to my parents, Edie and Eli, who were producers in the film business, who exposed me to all the wonders that the business has to offer, and the power that movie can have to change people's lives, to have them look at our world differently. I'm thankful to them. I'm thankful to my sisters, Tina and Kathy, and I'm thankful to my wife, Julie, and my sons, Jamie and Jody. And I'm thankful to our new partners, it's not so new anymore, at Disney, for all they've done to support Avatar Way of Water, and Jim in his singular vision of what the Avatar movies need to be. And I'm thankful to this guy next to me for letting me go on the journey with him to help realize the dreams that he has. And as Sigourney Weaver said, we had close to 4,800 people working on the movie. So there are 2 of us up here on stage today, but I look at when we sign down below and put our hands and feet, I'm doing it for every one of the people who work on our team, who have made Avatar The Way of Water possible, who made Titanic possible, and all the other movies. Thank you all very much.
I've got a lot of thoughts flooding through my head right now. A lot of gratitude to our chosen business. Some people call it an industry. I call it a dream job, a fantasy. I still pinch myself every day that I get to go to work and do. this amazing thing. It's done by a team. Members of our team are here. Great cast members. Lang and Sigourney. I've worked with Lang, as you said, what is coming up on 18 years. Sigourney, I don't even want to go there. We were both kids. I've been doing this for 40 years, and we're working with the guys over at Disney now, which has been an incredible pleasure. I have to say, I just want to say, to reiterate what John said, you've been amazing partners and very supportive. Fox and the overall umbrella structure at Disney has been great for us creatively in terms of the partnership and in getting the film out there. And I remember, Alan, something that you said, and kind of maybe in the darkest hours. Every film has its darkest hours when we're concerned about getting it done, and budget and all those things. And he said, our most important mandate is quality. Quality. He stood behind that. They stood behind us, and enabled and empowered us to put the quality on the screen and give the audience a really special, unique kind of experience. So I just want to say that up front. I've got a lot of gratitude in my heart right now for our entire team, what we've referred to as the Avatar family, because many of them we've worked together with for 15, 16 years or longer. Our acting troupe, our core cast, Sam Worthington, Zoe Saldana, and obviously Sigourney and Lang. Sigourney now back in a very different role, playing a 14-year-old girl, which at heart and psychologically she basically is. And our newcomers, our younglings, our teenage cast, who were dropped into the middle of this crazy way of making a movie. And Kate Winslet, who we have a 25, 26-year history with, and Cliff Curtis, who's amazing as Tonawari, the chieftain of the new people that we meet in this film. I also have a great deal of gratitude in my heart right now for my support structure, my family, my beautiful wife Susie, who has stood behind me in everything I've chosen to do for coming up on 27 years now. She's supported me. She comes from a family of pilots. She's a pilot herself, so she refers to it as being on my 6 or being on my 12, either leading or with me as my wingman on my 3 or my 9. And that's just how we've rolled for a long time. It's certainly a dream come true to be here at what I think of as this temple, this shrine, as Lang called it, to the movies. Almost a century ago, 1927, this place was built, and it was one of the most outstanding and memorable openings of a theater in history. As we stand here today, it is the single highest grossing screen in America for our film, Avatar and the Way of Water. So we're very proud of that. I just want to quickly do a shout out to Eli Samaha, who bought the theater when it was going to be converted into a restaurant. People, this is part of our DNA here in Los Angeles. We can't do stuff like that. We've got to keep the dream of cinema alive. And so, we're going to get to put our hands and our feet, apparently our bare feet, according to Sigourney. I didn't check my socks, make sure they didn't have any holes in them, that they matched, but I'm game if John is. I want to say a quick word about John. Our partnership has been a really solid partnership from the beginning. We first worked together on True Lies 30 years ago, 93. And John was at 20th Century Fox, who we're still with indirectly, or directly and indirectly with Disney. And John was the Fox guy. He was the suit. But he and I hit it off so well. We had an innate understanding of production that allowed us to communicate in a way that was very productive and allowed us to get that film done. And so after that, I grabbed John and brought him into my company, and we've been working together since with Titanic, the Avatar films, Alita, and so on. And at this point, we're a little bit like an old married couple. We know how to avoid fighting. We know how to divide and conquer and complement each other. And basically, we do divide and conquer. And John will do one thing, I'll do the other. So we almost never get together